Hi, this is Chapter 2, Lesson 1, Rounding Whole Numbers and Decimals. Our goal for today, I can round whole numbers and decimals. Our state standard, use place value understanding to round decimal numbers up to thousands to any given place value. When you round a number, you find its approximate value, so you just follow these simple steps. Step 1. Underline the digit in the place to be rounded. In this case, the 0 in the thousands place is to be rounded. Step 2. You look at the first digit to the right of the underlined digit, so we're going to look at that 6. We need to take into consideration the 6 if it's 5 or greater, or 4 or lower. Well, in this case, 6 is greater than 5. So if the digit is 5 or greater, we add 1 to the underlined digit. Since 6 is greater than 5, add 1 to the 0. So we go from 20,626 to 21,626. But we're not done. So take a look at step 4. Once we've rounded that, then we replace all the digits after the underlined digits with 0. So our new number is 21,000. So we basically rounded 20,626 to 21,000. So rounding decimals. It's the same thing. To round a decimal, for example, 46 and 73 hundredths to the nearest tenth, is it closer to 46 and 7/10, or is it closer to 46 and 8/10? So step 1, the underlined digit is in the tenths place. It's asking us to round it to the nearest tenths place. So our underlined tenths place digit is 7. Step 2, we look at the 3. The digit to the right of the 7. Remember what we did before in the whole numbers? We're going to do the same thing with that decimal. So 3 is less than 4, right? So we know then we can leave that 7 the same. So step 3, if the digit is 4 or less, do not change the underlined digit. Since 3 is less than 5, keep the digit 7 the same. So our number then is 46 and 73 hundredths. Step 4, drop the digit after the underlined digit. So then it becomes 46 and 7/10. So let's practice a little bit. Round each number to the underlined place. Okay, we have two different numbers there, 8,317 and 5,729. Pause the video, try to round that digit, and then come back to the video. If you said 8,300, you were right. Look to the place to the right of that underlined digit. 1 is less than 4, so we keep the 3 the same and just replace the rest with zeros. If you said 6,000, you're right. Take a look at the number to the right of that 5. That's a 7. We know 7 is greater than 5, so we round up. So that 5,729 gets rounded to 6,000. Try a decimal. Notice it tells you to round it to the hundredths place. Nothing is underlined, so you're going to have to know that place value. If you said 110 and 8/10, you're right. So we had the hundredths place was 7, right? So then you look to the number to the right. That's a 9. Well, the 9 is greater than 5, so we know to round up. So when we did that, we rounded to 110 and 8/10. 67 and 142 thousandths. In this place, you're rounding the ones. If you said 67, you're right. So we want the ones place is 7. So we look to the place to the right, which is 1/10. 1 is less than 4, so we know to keep that 7 the same. So we replace everything else behind that with zeros, and we have a nice even number of 67. So grade yourself. I'm a 3. I can round whole numbers and decimals independently. I don't really have any questions. I can do it by myself. I'm a 2. I can round whole numbers and decimals with a little bit of help. I may have a few questions and maybe have a few things that I need clarified. But other than that, I feel okay. Or a 1. I'm confused on how to round whole numbers and decimals. Make sure you bring all your questions to class tomorrow. When we work in our small groups, we will get it all straightened out. Have a good night.